Good morning. Just setting up our live mindfulness practice with family caregivers this morning. Facebook has a new little setup, so just getting that going. So welcome in if you're joining us this morning. And if you're new to joining us on the Mindfulness Moments for Caregivers, I am Kate Landreth, and I'm the Education Lead with Family Caregivers of British Columbia. And I'm also a yoga and mindfulness instructor in Victoria, BC. And so I've been very happy to offer these mindfulness moments that hopefully can help you during your day and your caregiving for the week and ongoing. So if you're just joining, thank you and welcome in. So this morning, I'm going to, in the last few times, I've brought some context to mindfulness because I find it really helpful to learn some things and some components of mindfulness so that it starts to make sense when you're practicing. It is a really quite simple practice, but if you've tried it on and you've sat to meditate, you can find that it might not always be easy. Our minds are very complex and they're quite busy, especially if we're constantly on the go. So training our mind to really pay attention can sometimes be a challenge. And that often is what makes people give up and to stop because they think they're not doing it right. And so today I'm going to bring forth a model, and it's called the IAA model. And so IAA stands for intention, attention, and the second A is attitude. And the model has been researched and developed by Shauna Shapiro and her team at Santa Clara University. And the first part of the IAA model is intention. So, meditating with intention is basically being conscious of the why. So, the intent or the purpose of your meditation. So, Shauna Shapiro describes intention as setting the compass of the heart. It's not a destination, but just a direction. So, giving you some clarity there. I've spoke about John Kabat-Zinn in the last few times, and he's the founder and researcher of the mindfulness-based stress reduction program, or MBSR program. And he wrote, "Your intention sets the stage for what is possible." And he explains that he initially thought that the act of meditating was sufficient in itself. But soon he learned that for personal growth and for change to occur, we need to have some aspiration or vision that provides the purpose for meditating and for our practice. So hence we need to meditate with intent so that our personal vision and our underlying values can be manifested in our words and actions once we start to go off our pillow or chair. And this enables us to rest in the moment and have stability and clarity about our life. We meditate to realize our personal aspirations in our day-to-day lives from moment to moment. So I often say in my yoga classes, as we start our practice, we kind of set that compass of our heart, our intention. And I offer that it does not need to be profound and it doesn't need to be this great big dream. I often found these simple kind of echoes that we hear in our mind and in our heart are often the deepest and really great intention to set. So you might take a moment just to consider an intention for why you might want to practice mindfulness. And it can change on a day-to-day basis. It does for me. And so, for example, you might pick something like a word like presence, or maybe it's safety or health. You could have it in a sentence, kind of like a mantra. But just take a moment and close your eyes here. And take a full big breath in And long breath out. It can be out your mouth. Just let your shoulders drop. I often say first thought is your best thought. So whatever might kind of bubble up to the surface on why and what is important to you for meditation right now, let that be the guide. And as I go through the two other parts of the model, you might choose just to sit with your eyes closed and your body relaxed and just take in the words and the information and just let what lands land with you. So the second part of this model is attention. So our mind wanders half of the time. They say 46.9% of the time your mind is wandering. That's a lot of attention to be in other places. So learning how to attend and pay attention to what is happening right now is really important. We have 12 to 50,000 thoughts happening every day, and we're not going to stop those thoughts. So meditation practice is not about stopping the thoughts, but we train and stabilize our attention in the present moment so that we can be here right now. And it's often just that profound realization when our body and our mind and our souls are in the same spot at the same time. And so we really practice paying attention so that our mind and our body can be in the same place at the same time, to let yourself rest in the present moment and know that where you are right now is okay and it's enough. So if your eyes kind of opened, you might reclose them. And with your compass of your heart set in your intention, start to bring your attention just to your body and to your mind. Even if you're thinking right now, just starting to bring yourself into this moment. A great anchor that is always there for you is your breath. So you might take a big breath in and slow breath out. The third part of this model is attitude. The attitude you bring to mindfulness practice actually grows stronger. So Shauna Shapiro maintained that her 20-year practice of mindfulness and research confirmed categorically that mindfulness generates clear benefits for our mind and wellness. However, these benefits are mediated by the attitude we bring to the mindfulness practice. So Shauna's research and her own lived experience bore out the fact that everyone has a tendency to feel shame for some of the things that they've done in life, and that during mindfulness practice, shame can overtake and often shut down our capacity to learn and to develop. So what Shauna discovered was the attitude required for effective mindfulness practice was one of kind attention. So in her view, it takes a lot of courage to face the parts of ourselves that we are ashamed of. However, instead of dwelling in these negative self-evaluation, which really grows stronger with our attention, we need to be kind to ourselves and express love and self-compassion. So she gave an example that the simple act of saying, "Good morning, Shauna," each morning with her hand on her heart as an expression of self-love. And then she eventually moved towards more self-love, like, "Good morning, Shauna, I love you." And in one of her talks, she really expressed that at first this was kind of awkward or trite, but from her experience, in mindfulness and research, she found that it gradually replaces that self-loathing with self-care. So what we pay attention to grows stronger. And if we spend our day consumed with shame or frustration or anger, we are only strengthening these attitudes. So whereas if you focus on kind attention and genuine self-compassion, we start to strengthen those attitudes and thicken the part of the brain that enables us to learn, to grow, and to transform. And this process is called cortical thickening. So really, the mind muscle is growing stronger. So let's start to practice just a little bit here. So close your eyes if they're not already. You might bring one hand right up to your heart. Let the other arm and palm rest softly. Your intention in the forefront of your mind. Your attention on your breath and your body. And your attitude that of kind regard. And so with your palms soft on your heart, and even if it feels different than how you might normally live and practice, or maybe this is completely new to you, you might even bring to mind someone that you really love dearly. It could be a pet or someone that you really trust and think highly of, and you have that kind affection to them. So just starting to generate those feelings so that they are in the body, in the mind. And saying good morning to yourself, like you would someone that you really care for. And let your breath be nice and smooth and soft in your body. And how you are and how you've shown up this morning is perfect. And resting in that awareness. Keep your eyes closed and your breath nice and smooth, and take a few nice slow cycles of breath here. And just soaking in just your time here, being present. I think it's always really helpful just to remind you, and I do this often in my yoga and mindfulness classes, that mindfulness is not that be all and the end all. It's not a panacea. Meditating for 5 minutes or even 5 hours will not solve all of our problems. And we know this as busy and also and sometimes stressed out caregivers. It can be rather overwhelming. We will get sick. Our bodies will age. People will frustrate us, and responsibilities will loom. So those things will be there. But the hope is that the meditation practice can soften our response to them. So maybe feeling more lightness when we're caregiving. And in time, it can make us more effective and more resilient. So this process of paying attention, being self-aware, and coming back to your mind and your body as a place to rest and to be, and nothing more. Let your breath go, so finish your exhale all the way out. And take a nice big breath in to fill up. And slow exhale out. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. I thank you for joining this morning or for watching when it's convenient for you. And again, I'm Kate Landreth. I am the Education Lead with Family Caregivers of British Columbia. We are really grateful to have you with us in our community. And if this is supportive to you, please continue these practices. And also know that our family caregiver support line is open Monday to Friday from 8:30 to 7 p.m. to support you with emotional support and resources during your caregiving journey. And you can also connect with us through email or on our social media platforms. So thank you. Hand on heart, set the compass of your heart. And I hope that you have a lovely day and a holiday if you have one tomorrow. And I will be back with you in July for some more mindfulness moments. Thank you.